What's going on, guys? Yeah, it's been a little over a week now since I finished my last drill weekend, and as you guys saw earlier, once we get done with our drill weekend, majority of our stuff pretty much gets destroyed, as you guys saw in that last video, real quick. And then obviously throughout your month, you pretty much have to clean everything, rinse everything out. Make sure you repack everything for your following month for pre-OCS. So as you guys saw in the previous short clip where all my stuff was outside, pretty much my boots were outside, and all my uniforms were outside getting ready to get rinsed and then thrown in the washer. And now that, I only got about 3 more weeks before my next pre-OCS, I try to get ahead of this so that way I don't have to rush or anything like that. So that way, I already have this prepared pretty much a week to 2 weeks prior to me going to OCS. Less stressful, less anxiety that you have to worry about. So I'll show you how I have mine right now, because all I'm waiting for is for most of my stuff to pretty much dry. It's almost there. But also, I'm also waiting for the inspectable items that they still require, because I have to print it out every month, such as our roster for the month and our schedule for that upcoming drill. So that's all I'm waiting for. Then I put those in my uniform, so that way it's already in there. One less thing I have to worry about. Then I roll them up and pack everything. But I'll show you guys how it is, and here we go. So yeah, excuse all the mess. It's right now, part of it's in my room and in my kitchen. But you see my boots, both of my pairs are right there. They're fairly dry already. My poncho that I was able to use this past drill because it was pouring rain, and it was also raining when we went to go sleep out there. My ruck, same thing. We had to take our rucks, our sleeping mat, and our sleeping bag. So all this was outside in my backyard. All this is pretty much dried. I just need to start packing stuff away. I already got all my stuff right here. This is stuff that I'll be wearing the day of, which is the first day when I get there. On top, I have my PTs already rolled up. Makes it easy because most of the time that's what we change into, from our civilians to our PT. I have all my OCPs up here. My pants are ready to go. An extra OCPs that I will make sure that I pack on top, just in case if anything changes from PTs to OCPs, I can quickly grab them from my duffel bag. So these are everything has been washed. It's all good to go. I also clean out my my bladder from my camel bag every time, so that way there's no mole or anything like that. As you can see, I got my light right here because I need to adjust it and switch out the batteries because they're about to die. And this is what I was talking about, These are the inspectable items. This one is my roster, this was my training schedule. On the back right here, these are our rosters. I have an extra pin. I made a total of 4 copies. One goes in my camel bag, and then I have one for each of my OCP shirts. That's pretty much how I have that, so that way I don't have to worry about when I'm over there. It's already in my OCP or is already in my camel bag. So if anything needs to be inspected, I'll already have it good, ready to go. Especially if I'm changing into PTs to OCPs or vice versa. All I'm doing is just changing my CAD. I just have to make sure I grab my CAD card from my PTs to my OCPs, or vice versa from my OCPs to my PTs. That's all I ever have to worry about. So it works very well for me. Try something that's going to work very well for yourself. That way it's easier and less stressful on your part. And then here we go on more stuff. I'm going into my bedroom. And like I said, once again, excuse my mess. I do have my daughters and everything. So especially my 3-year-old, she enjoys playing with a lot of my, military stuff. So as you can see, I have my clipboard ready. That's pretty much going to be everything for my land nav stuff. I usually put that in my salt pack because the salt pack goes on the bus with you. I already have my hygiene stuff. Pretty much, like I said, I try to adjust everything in Ziploc bags. Here's my my OC guide. Here's my watch, my dog tags, everything good to go. On the back, I have more land nav stuff, which is my lights, my headlamp, my compass, and my regular flashlight. This is stuff that it's on our packing list. I know I'm probably never going to utilize it, such as this Chigaway. I have extra batteries. I may have to use those. Sunscreens, insect repeller, and foot powder. I have an extra belt there because it's stuff that they recommend you have. The reason I have all that stuff is because they do give you a checklist of all the stuff that you need to have. Um, I don't know why there's certain things that they have and you're obviously not going to use it, or it's something that you don't even use, such as for me, I don't use any type of sunscreen. I don't use any type of insect repeller or anything like that. So I don't know. It's just stuff that you do have to buy. I believe I am close to maybe around $1,000 that I have spent on a lot of stuff that they wanted or also recommended, like the clipboard. That's recommended. You didn't have to buy that, but they said it is a very important tool to have, especially at land nav. So if you're very good or comfortable with land nav, by all means. I have not done the actual land nav course in Alabama yet, but I'll get back to you guys on that one later on. But yeah, so that's the way I have mine packed. So that way, those are the stuff that's very inconvenient for me, at least. And that's pretty much it for that. And let's continue. So I have my hygiene ready to go. It's all right here. That's obviously going to go into my duffel bag. As you can see, most of my stuff's already ready to go and packed up. The way I usually pack mine is this is my duffel bag. This is from the bottom to the top. Obviously, if you pull it up, this will be from the bottom. So most of my stuff, the way I pack mine is I roll it up and I put everything that's very inconvenient that I'm most likely not going to use on this side, everything else on this side. So such as a lot of my winter stuff, I most likely put over here. Also like my knee pads, my elbow pads, all the way over here. And this side, I'll have them all wrapped up in Ziploc bags. So I have my OCP stuff, my towel, any type of warm stuff, such as my silks. I have my PT clothes right here. I have my OCP accessories right here. See, I got more PT accessories right here. These are my socks. This is more of my PT clothes. So you can see I got my shower shoes ready. Got my PT shoes ready. I have my canteens ready. I have my tap ready, which is also you consider your flick. As well as I got my pillow, my linen, and my blanket. So yeah, I'm not sure depending on what pre-OCS. Like I said, pre-OCS is just a thing that gets you ready for regular OCS, especially for phase 1. And then when you come back for traditional, then you're in phase 2 at the same place. I'm hoping to shoot for accelerated. I just want to do my 8 weeks and hopefully everything works out well. But yeah, as of right now, this is the way it works. As you can see, we are issued our pillows, our linens, and our blanket. We sign off on it the first month. And then once we're done, obviously we take it back to them. And then we have to sign off on it once again because we are responsible for it. It's kind of like when you go to CIF and you get all your goodies. You have to sign off on it and make sure that, you know, you're responsible and you're held liable for any type of loss, damage, or stolen property. So that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, try to find anything that's convenient for you. This is what's convenient for me. That way when I get over there, you know, it's less, you know, less worry on your part. You know where your stuff is at. You know what to get. You're always prepared for that next step. So like I said, when I mean about the next step, always think ahead of what could possibly happen. So a lot of times they say, okay, once we get there, you're obviously in civilian clothing. Once we get there, we're going to do, you're going to be into PTs, so that way we can get your height and weight. That's done every month. And obviously things do change. Things sometimes do change on their part, or sometimes they just rather change it just to test us. And for me, obviously, your two uniforms are going to be your PTs and your OCPs. So as long as you have those two ready and accessible on your behalf, it's going to be a lot more convenient for you. It's going to be a lot faster for you to be able to just hurry up and get into the bay, put your stuff down, and change into whatever uniform you need to. Works easy for me, but try to find something that's going to be convenient for you. And like I said, always think, one step, two steps, seeing what is going to be beneficial. Like for me, the next thing what I'm going to do is on my ruck. My ruck's already going to have my sleeping bag inside, and I'm going to have it ready to the best of my abilities of if I go rucking or marching, what do I need? That's already going to be packed for me. So that way, all that stuff is packed. And if they want me to get into my OCPs and we're taking our rucks, my ruck is ready to go. All I have to do is take my land nav and my clipboard. If we're going to go land naving, just grab that out of my assault pack, shove it into my rucksack, and we are good to go. So yeah, just always be mindful about that, especially in any type of work environment. Just always think 1-2 steps ahead. Don't think about, okay, I got to do this. No, think of that, what you have to do. Think 1 step, 2 steps, and then you'll start figuring that out. It's like, oh, okay, it's all a stepping process. That's all it is. So that's pretty much it, guys. And like I said, I do have one more pre-OCS coming up, and I'll keep you guys notified as I continue in this journey and process of being commissioned as a California Army National Guard. All right, guys, appreciate it.